Good day everybody, welcome back to Gorbies Garage. I'm going to be filming this in portrait mode because I'm going to do some gameplay and talk through footage of just my games. I did it about 7 years ago or so, yeah, in my old house, and just did like a game room tour and talked about all the games and how I came by them. The video was about nearly 2 hours long, and so I'm just going to break it down into little segments, well 6 to be precise, because that's all the machines I've got currently to talk about. And yeah, I'll go through the machine, how I came by it, how much it cost me, what I've done to it, and then we'll just explain real simply the rules and have a quick game. And the game I'm going to start with, turn Dirty Harry on, is not Dirty Harry, is Taxi. So Taxi, in case you don't know, is my favourite game ever in the whole world, ever. I love it. Now, it's really simple, real basic, but for me, I just love the artwork, I love the look of it, I love the simplicity, and the fact that it's so simple, yet without a shadow of a doubt, it's the hardest game probably that I've ever played to achieve good score on. Even with an unbalanced jackpot scoring, which this game has, you know, if I claim that jackpot, I could get nearly 3 million, and my average score is probably 400,000 because I'm so rubbish at it. But it's that appeal that keeps me coming back. And if I had to sell everything that I own, toy-wise, pinball, trip over the radiator, skateboards, RC, the last thing to go would be Taxi. So, how I came by it in a nutshell was I bought a restored Taxi off eBay back in about 2012 for 900 quid, which in 2012 for a Taxi was probably almost double what they were going for. I think you could have probably picked up a player's Taxi for 500-600 quid. Now the one that I got that was restored was an absolute dog. I was new in the hobby-ish, I've been in, I say not that new, 2 or 3 years in. I should have known better, but it had a real shitty playfield. It had some touch-ups on the whole back box had been repainted. They kind of just like masked around the Williams and Taxi logo on the head, and then repainted the yellow, and they'd repainted it like a Fleury HV yellow, and you know, when you were doing it, you must have been thinking, there's nothing like the mustardy sort of yellow that it should be. But so it arrived, I was like, oh god. The playfield was toast. The bell didn't work. It had some pluses. It had been cleaned and gone through to a degree. It played okay. It had a new departure ramp and a new pin LED display and jackpot display. So that was a plus. So yeah, I played that, and then I intended to get it restored properly, and it was around that time that CPR were releasing their Taxi playfield and backglass for the first time. So I was in on the pre-order for that, and whilst I was waiting for all that, I accrued some bits. You know, I got the cabinet decals, I ordered the playfield and backglass. I got a new topper, or an original topper that wasn't yellow, which was very, very kindly gifted to me by a fella in the UK pinball community who you don't hear of anymore, called James G. He gave that to me. So I was getting all the ingredients together for a nice restore, and then, as luck would have it, a Taxi was advertised for sale on eBay in my hometown, and that never happens. So I went and saw the guy, and we agreed a sale price of 750 quid, and I had 2 Taxis, and the one I paid 750 quid for was way better than the one I paid 900 quid for. So I basically put the ramps, the displays, a couple of odds and sods that were better off the 900 quid restored one onto a new one, and sold the other one at a huge loss. And I didn't really need to do a playfield swap or a restore on it now, but I had the stuff ordered. I'd got a lot of the bits, so that was back in probably 2013. I didn't have the confidence to do a playfield swap or a cabinet re-decal, so I paid Matt Adams, Tatty Adams on YouTube, top man, to do the work for me. So let's say I'm sort of 900 quid into the machine. I then pay Matt. Back then it was 400 quid for a playfield swap and 400 quid for a cabinet re-decal. So I'm 800 quid into that. I'd imagine it's a lot more these days. So I'm now almost £2,000 into the machine, which in 2013, guys, was ridiculous money for a taxi. I mean, it would have been the world's most expensive taxi at £2,000 as it sat. But then I had, with shipping and fees and whatnot, I probably had another £1,000 into the playfield and back glass. So let's say done in 2013 on £3,000 into a Williams taxi. You know, it's just, I was embarrassed. I didn't tell anyone what I was into it because I'd have got ridiculed. And I think just about now in 2022, it might just about make its money back if I sold it. Not that I ever would, but yeah, that's how I came by my taxi, and that's how it's in its current state. I took it to the South Coast Slam Pinball Show, I think it was 2013, the last one they did. And then from there, Matt Adams took it away and done the restore, and it's sat in my house ever since. So it's a re-decal cabinet, CPR playfield, new back glass. So they match Marilyn because I only had a Lola Translight. Otherwise I'd have kept the Translight because it's much better than the CPR glass. The glass is very, what I would call soft focus and washed out, and the mirroring isn't particularly good either. So I only got it so it matched the playfield. I got the Marilyn ROMs put in, and for me it just had to have that glass as opposed to a Lola. So yeah, pin LED display and jackpot display, which unfortunately because of that there is a reason, sort of scientifically, that I can't tell you why, but the jackpot timer cannot count up during gameplay like it should do. You can mod it with a diode somewhere on the board so it does show that display, but otherwise it doesn't. It just shows the value. So yeah, that's it. That's Taxi. It's my favourite machine. It owes me way more money than probably what it's worth. Maybe not in 2022, but it's surprising. That's probably a 9-year restoration now. It's crazy. So I'll set up the tripod and I'll have a game of Taxi, and I'll just try and achieve picking up all the passengers and dropping them off at the airport and getting a jackpot and a bit of multi-ball. I'll try. So effectively the rules are there's 2 passengers that are flashing at any one time out of the 5, and you just have to hit that shot to collect them, and then they'll go solidly lit as opposed to flashing. And once you've got all 5 passengers lit in the middle, you light the Gorbies shot again for jackpot, and the jackpot value is dictated by what's up there, and it just rolls over from game to game until you claim it up to the maximum you set it at, which I think is 4 million, believe it or not. So that is one criticism for tournament players about the jackpot, but you can disable that. During multi-ball, the object is to relock the balls in express lane 1 and 2, and then they'll be ejected again for I can't remember what the score is, but each ramp is worth, I don't know, let's say 250,000 a hit. I might be making that up, might even tell me on the rules, but yeah, so it goes nuts when you get it going. It really sings, it really makes you feel immersed in the game. It's got an awesome bell that rings at certain points. I don't know how that correlates to the taxi, but it really does get you involved. So I'll set up the tripod and stop talking. Cheating. This game's infuriating. Oh, so close. I really want to get a jackpot. One more game. case you hadn't realised, you have to do all the characters on one ball, otherwise you lose them unless you carry them over by hitting that tiny target at the back there, which is really impossible to like aim for. It's just sort of get it in the pops and hope it hits it is the main tactic for that. And you light that carry passengers by completing either Marilyn or pinball drop targets. Those Marilyn drop targets are a bastard. Every chance of draining down the hill. Cheating again. What's that? It's just not to be, not to be. I won't bore you anymore. It'd be nice to get a jackpot. Because I'm playing, we could be here all night. But I hope you enjoyed that little gameplay video. Real simple, pick up the passengers, drop them at the airport, get multi-ball, and get a jackpot. All there is to it. But it's bloody hard, and it looks really pretty at the same time. Next time we will do Dinah on the same theme. I think Dinah corrects everything that Mark Ritchie didn't like about Taxi. Talk about that next time. Cheers.